everyone. In this session, we will be discussing about the structure and function of nucleic acids. As we all know, nucleic acids are made from nucleotides. So what are nucleotides? Nucleotides are 5-carbon sugar, and in the C1 of the 5-carbon sugar, there is a nitrogenous base attached, and in the C5 of the 5-carbon sugar, there will be a phosphate group attached. So nucleotides are phosphate esters of a 5-carbon sugar in which the nitrogenous base is covalently linked to the C1 of the sugar residue. So we can say that nucleotides are having 3 components, that is a nitrogenous base, a pentose sugar, and a phosphate group. The nitrogenous base and the pentose sugar, they are heterocyclic molecules, and if the nucleotide is not having a phosphate group esterified to it to the C5 carbon, it is called the nucleoside. Without the phosphate group, a nucleotide becomes nucleoside. Now we will talk about the nitrogenous base of the nucleotide. So the nitrogenous bases, as we told, it is heterocyclic, planar, and aromatic, and they are derivatives of purine or pyrimidine residues. Here you can see a basic structure of a nucleotide. So in this case, there is the 5-carbon, that is the pentose sugar is present, phosphate group is present, and a nitrogenous base is present. The nitrogenous base is on the C1 carbon and the phosphate group is on the C5 carbon. The nitrogenous base, if it is a purine, it is attached to the 9th nitrogen of the purine base. If it is a pyrimidine, it is attached to the 1st nitrogen of the pyrimidine base. So in this case, in this example, it is a purine, so that is why it is attached to the N9 of the purine base. This bond between the C1 carbon and the nitrogen is a N-beta glycosyl bond. It is formed by the loss of a water molecule. So how it is formed? From the C1 carbon, hydroxyl group will go, that is OH will grow, and from the nitrogenous base, one hydrogen molecule will go. So in total H2O molecule will go, and there is an N-beta glycosyl bond formed. These are the different types of purine and pyrimidine bases found in nucleic acid. In the case of purine, it is adenine and guanine, and in the pyrimidine bases we have cytosine, uracil, and thymine. Uracil is found in RNA, thymine is found in DNA. So we discussed about the nitrogenous base of the nucleotide. Now we will discuss about the pentose sugar. So 2 kinds of pentoses are seen. In the case of DNA, the pentose is a deoxyribose, and that is 2-deoxy-D-ribose, and in the case of RNA or a ribonucleotide, it is D-ribose. So 2 types of sugars are found. In the case of a deoxyribonucleotide of the DNA, it is 2-deoxy-D-ribose, and in the case of RNA, it is D-ribose. Both the pentoses exist in cyclic form, that is the beta-furanose form. Apart from these, the DNA and RNA can also contain some minor bases. So in the case of DNA, they can form methylated bases. Okay, that is methylated forms of the major bases. For example, in the case of some viral DNA, certain bases can be hydroxymethylated, or they can even be glucosylated. So some minor bases are also found in the structure of nucleic acid. These minor bases or these unusual bases, they are having roles in regulating or protecting the genetic information. In RNA also minor bases are found, especially in the case of tRNA. There are so many unusual bases found, like pseudouracil and all. in the case of cells also, we told that phosphate groups usually occur at the C5 carbon, but phosphate groups can occur at other positions too apart from the C5 carbons in some cells. So such variations are ribonucleoside 2,3 cyclic monophosphates and ribonucleoside 3 monophosphates, and also adenosine 3,5 cyclic monophosphate, guanosine 3,5 cyclic monophosphate. In short, we call them CAMP and CGMP. All these are some exceptions to that the attachment of phosphate group to the 5' carbon. So that is about the structure of a nucleotide. So nucleotide is having a sugar, a phosphate group, and a base. Now these nucleotides are linked together to form the DNA or RNA, the nucleic acids. So they are covalently linked through phosphate groups, in which the 5' phosphate group of one nucleotide unit is joined to the 3' hydroxyl group of the next nucleotide. So it is called a phosphodiester linkage. So here you can see the phosphodiester linkage. So the 5' phosphate group of one nucleotide, that is here, it is linked to the 3' hydroxyl group of the other nucleotide. So this is the phosphodiester linkage. So the 5' phosphate group of one nucleotide is linked to the 3' hydroxyl group of the other nucleotide. So this is the phosphodiester linkage. So each nucleotides will be linked in such a manner to form the ribonucleotide or the deoxyribonucleotide. So in the backbone of nucleic acid, you can see what alternating phosphate and pentose residues. In this has side groups, you can see the nitrogenous bases. So there is alternating phosphate group and the pentose sugar, and in the side you can see the nitrogenous bases. They are the side groups. Since the hydroxyl group of the sugar residues can form hydrogen bonds with water, the backbones of both DNA and RNA will be hydrophilic in nature. And all these phosphodiester linkages, they are having the same orientation, that is from 5' to 3'. So the nucleic acid strand will be having a specific polarity and distinct 5' and 3' end. So at the 5' end, there is a lack of a nucleotide at the 5' position of the sugar molecule, and at the 3' end there is a lack of a nucleotide at the 3' position of the sugar molecule. Short nucleic acid, that is polymers containing 50 or fewer nucleotides, they are called as oligonucleotides. A longer nucleic acid, that is more nucleotide residues are linked by this phosphodiester linkage, then it is called a polynucleotide.